Welcome to another episode of the BLS Podcast Club. I'm David.
I'm Mark.
I'm Steven.
And I'm Peter.
And today we're going to be talking about course selections for BLS. So for those of you who don't know, you have to meet with your guidance counselor and get your forms in by Thursday, March 14th. So if you haven't done that, you should probably get that in. But we are going to be discussing the different choices that students have for each class, starting from 7th to 12th. And so let's jump right in. So, for 7th grade, there are no course selections. You just go on to 8th grade. But in 8th grade, you have the choice of choosing one of 5 languages: Chinese, Spanish, French, German, and Italian. So let's start with that.
Yeah, well, each of the members, it turns out, have taken a different language, except for Chinese. I took Italian. I took it for 4 years. It's a great language. You learn about operas and Rome and spaghetti. And if you want to learn about that kind of stuff, you should definitely take it. It's a great program.
Yeah, in French, you basically get to have like an amazing teacher that pretty much talks French all the time. So you get the experience on its own.
Oh yeah. All right, thank you, Steven. So, in German, there's a lot of cool stuff you learn in German. Like, the language itself is just really cool. You get to learn about the culture. It's great. Yeah.
Well, in Spanish, like Steven said, you get exposed to the language, and there are a lot of countries that speak Spanish, so you learn about their culture and like the differences between those countries.
As for Chinese, none of us have taken Chinese, but from what I've heard, it's a weird class.
Well, in a good way.
In
a good way.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for languages.
I'd say for any of our 7th grade listeners, if you are there, I'd say just go with your gut, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, you'll get, no matter which language you take, you'll probably get a good experience. And if you don't, you can always switch out to a different language. But I think most people are satisfied with the language that they take.
Yeah, but just be careful with the choices because you're going to be stuck with it for 4 years. And if you decide to change it, you still have to take 4 years of that language. So that kind of will get in the way, so nobody really does it.
Yeah. Alright, so we're moving on to 9th grade, which comes the very famous chem versus physics debate.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, there's actually the advanced algebra 2 or algebra 2 one.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we can...
That too.
That's not that difficult.
Yeah,
it's basically...
if you're good at math, you take advanced. If you're, you don't feel as confident, you take regular.
Remember, there's no GPA boost, so only do it if you really think you're up for the challenge.
Yeah. It's probably one of the hardest classes that we'll take.
I agree.
Yeah, because they actually used to have this 0.5 GPA boost, right before we came in. It's it's 20. I can't do math, but they used to have this thing where they boosted up the GPA by 0.5 until they removed it, which sucks.
Yeah, because according to BLS's policies, all classes are honors courses, so there's no need to add the honors boost. So yeah.
Well, it's just part of being a BLS.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
But anyways, so physics versus chemistry.
You'll have this dilemma if you are in 9th grade right now.
And so, I think if you're this is just my opinion, but if you really don't care about whether you take physics or chemistry and you think that you're going to take both eventually, I recommend chemistry. I took it myself. It's a fine course. Math is not that hard.
You're taking it right now.
Yeah, I'm taking it right now. It's fun, but it's easy, and since most people take it, you usually have a good reference if you don't understand something, because just most other people will have the same experience as you. But we also have someone who took physics himself.
Do you guys have anything else about chemistry you guys want?
Well, yeah, in chemistry, the hardest part about it for me is just the concepts. It's hard to grasp, but once you get it, it's easy.
Oh, I'd like to disagree with my colleague who says we should take chemistry 1 first, because I think you should take physics 1 first. I had Mr. Southwick, and I think it's a really great class. I learned a lot from it. You really see the world in a different way. And it's a really interesting course. I think a lot of people tend to brush it off because for some reason physics gets such a negative light at our school. But if you're really looking for something new to freshen up, I definitely recommend taking Physics 1. You'll have a lot of fun. You'll learn a lot.
Yeah, because overall, like, what I went with is because, like, I decided to, like, take chemistry first because, like, it opened up to, like, a lot of other stuff, like AP Bio. I'm planning to take AP Bio, too. So, but, like, if you take physics, you also get, like, AP Mechanics.
Oh yeah. I took Physics 1 in 10th grade, and then I took AP Physics Mechanics in 11th grade, and currently I'm actually taking AP Physics Electricity this year. So they're all they're challenging courses, but you'll learn a lot about the world, and you'll see, like, you'll go outside, you'll be driving, like, you're on the bus, you see outside, you see like a giant truck, and you think about the forces and like it really opens up a new worldview.
Yeah. I think, like, overall, whether you take physics or chemistry first, it's probably good to take both before you graduate, because first of all, it's just good to get, like, a whole, like, learning experience from both sides, and also colleges like to see that you have both knowledge of physics and chemistry.
Yep.
Yeah, colleges are important.
Mm-hmm.
As, like, the other choices would be geometry versus advanced and Latin prose versus regular. That's really simple.
Yeah.
If you're good at the subject, you want a challenge, go for it. If you don't really feel like it, then don't go for it.
Don't be afraid to test yourself.
Yeah.
Challenges are always good for yourself. You don't want to take the easy route throughout life. You want to take a couple risks.
And you can always drop out if you're in the first 2 or so weeks if you don't feel like it's right for you.
And also, this might sound like a little weird, but you obviously, like, shouldn't choose, like, a topic just based on the teachers. That's not, like, really smart. It's mostly if you're interested in it, and, like, if you could actually, like, learn from it, not just like, oh, this teacher sounds as if he or she's really bad, so I'm not going to take it. That's not a good outlook, so be careful for that.
And also, teachers can change, so
Yeah.
you might end up getting someone that you did not expect. So yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next grade, which is 11th grade, which means I'm currently a senior at Boston Law School, and you guys are sophomores, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So I guess I kind of have the most experience. I think we planned on opening this up to a question. Oh well, yeah, let's talk about the 2 new courses. We have 2 new courses at Boston Law School.
Yeah.
It's, what are they called again?
So they are Modern Boston and Advanced Topics in Science, which is basically psychology. And yeah, they sound like pretty fun courses.
Yeah, I heard. I think is Modern Boston being taught by Kirkpatrick, right?
I am not sure about that, but we can find out.
Well, anyway, let's talk about advanced topics in science first.
Psychology.
Psychology. You guys interested in psychology?
Yeah, it seems fun.
You guys sign up. You're probably gonna sign up next year for it. Have you guys? Well, I think too bad I can't take it. But have you guys figured out what you guys are gonna take?
Basically,
Yeah.
I'm planning to, like, take either AP Chem because chemistry is pretty cool,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm also taking AP World History. A push. My bad. Because, like, I feel like those topics are, like, really interesting for me. So, yeah.
Yeah, I plan on taking, like, AP Bio and also A Push, and I'm planning on, like, maxing out my AP, so I'm also taking AP Spanish as well. But my question, is it good to max out your APs?
Well, I think a lot of people tend to max it out for the GPA boost, but I say just really, I think try to really understand yourself, because some people just can't take, like, certainly I can take 4 APs at once when I was in 11th grade. I just didn't have the mental capacity for it. So just know your limits. Like, don't kill yourself, but if you think you're up for the challenge, definitely go for it.
Yeah. I think they actually decreased the number to 3 max. For
Yeah,
11th grade.
Yeah.
That's probably actually a good thing, to be honest. I think people they go for the 4 and they end up not being able to take the second science. So now you should probably, from now that the number of APs is 3, I recommend you take the second science, either chemistry or physics, in junior year, yes, because now you don't have to worry about maxing out APs.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Because then you'll have a chance to figure out if you actually like that science. I think you'll have an option to take the AP course in senior year.
Oh, so I see. So, like, that because of like the 4 AP Max in 11th grade before, like a lot of people weren't able to take like APs for both sciences.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I see.
Oh yeah.
Because they wanted to max out the APs, so they had to take physics or chemistry in senior year.
Wait. Oh yeah. I think they also made it like you could actually like get 4 APs, but like you just had to go through like a huge process to do it.
Yeah, I'm not too sure on that.
Yeah,
But,
it says
like-
something like that on SAS.
Oh, yeah, it's application to take 4 APs for
Yeah.
for 11th graders, like
Yeah.
going to 12th.
Mm.
So yeah.
Yeah, but I'd say take the science in 11th grade. I think you might find a lot of the teachers at BLS are really passionate, and you might that passion might reignite a new interest in yourself. I think that happened to me with physics and chemistry.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll just psychology.
Kinda.
We should have.
So apparently, it's not an actual AP psychology course. It's like you have to study the rest of it, but it gives you the basic core concepts, and then you can take this like AP Psych course, and you won't get the GPA boost. But I think people have been asking for a psychology course at BLS for a long time. I mean, I think a couple of my people in my grade, they even sent petitions to try to get a psychology course. Looks like it's finally happening, and that's good to hear.
Yeah, definitely. Because like I did like a college tour because like why not for like vacation. It was like the worst choice of my life. But like there was a lot of people who were trying to like major for psychology, even though like they like went out of high school thinking that I'm gonna like choose economics, but they chose like psychology. So I think it's a pretty good path and a choice that they created.
And Modern Boston, that's the other second course.
Yeah.
Have we confirmed the teacher?
Do you know where it says it?
No, I don't, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like a really interesting course, to be honest. Like, if you take U.S. History 2 with Miss Kirkpatrick, which I did, she goes over basics. I believe she's teaching it. I'm not 100% sure. And it doesn't really matter, but there's a lot of history and culture behind Boston, like the Italians and North End, and the Irish used to be in the North End, they sort of moved out. But there's a lot to learn, and I think we all live in Boston, but we all kind of take it for granted. So I think it'll be nice to get a refresher understanding. Well, not really a refresher, but new experience of understanding the history and modern history.
I mean, I'm not really a history guy, but I really enjoy like this concept of like kids like petitioning for their own like classes that may end up like being part of the curriculum, like even if it's just for 1 year. Like that, I find that the fact that like kids actually have a say in like the classes that they can take is like pretty cool. So, yeah.
All right, do you guys have any questions for the senior? Any classes that you guys are interested in?
Oh, how about humanities?
Humanities. Oh, I heard that's a great course because I heard Mr. Sullivan's one teaches that one, and I literally have people who literally says I took the course because it's Mr. Sullivan, and I love Mr. Sullivan. Like literally this year, you know how Infinity War came out?
Oh yeah.
They literally was talking behind talking about the philosophy of Infinity War of like, is it moral to snap half the universe out of existence?
So it's actually really cool.
Oh yeah, it's actually, yeah. I want to talk about that.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting. So if you want to learn about some philosophy and like have some interest in that sort of stuff, I'd say definitely go for it. You'll definitely learn a lot. And I heard Mr. Sullivan's a great teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I guess like one question I have for you is like, so you take AP Theater, which is like
Not AP Theater, but it's regular theater.
Oh, regular theater, but it's like it's a class that probably not many people take.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think about it?
It's a really fun course. You definitely learn how to come out of because in the beginning it feels a little awkward because you're in a room full of strangers and you have to act in front of them and do various emotions. But eventually your class kind of becomes like more like a family and you feel more comfortable acting in front of them. I know that sounds kind of cheesy, but that's really how it feels. It's like you feel you're comfortable doing funny skits and more emotional skits in front of them, and I think you really learn how to act and do theater. And so I think if you want to come out of your shell, I think it's a great place to learn it because it's a very safe environment. Like in the beginning, there's like specific rules that that maintains a safe environment so people won't feel like ostracized or left out.
I have a question. What do you think is the easiest class you've taken at your time at BLS?
I say theater. it's a really chill class, and I mean, I'm not saying you don't learn anything. Easy does not mean like you don't learn anything.
Yeah.
But I think for theater, as long as you pay attention, take part in the activities, and just like show that you're trying, it's like you'll pass. You'll definitely. There's no doubt about it. So.
Are there like writing assignments for the class, or is it mostly
No,
just...
there's no writing assignments. It's just acting. You have to read plays.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
But it's you read Shakespeare and some. We're currently doing a dark comedy unit, I think. So it's
Oh, how about Greek? Yeah, because like there's like a new, well, not a new course. It's pretty old, but yeah, I heard it was like Greek 1 or something.
yeah. Our school offers Greek 1 and Greek 2. You can take in junior and senior year, or I could just take the senior year Greek 1. I would say it was a pretty chill course. I mean, to be honest, I don't really have any interest in Greek because my interest in classics kind of ended pretty quickly. So it's you learn about Greek. I think the Greek characters look pretty cool. I didn't really have any space. One course I would definitely recommend is comparative government. AP comparative government is a relatively new course. It was actually started last year. But you get to learn about 6 countries around the world. The UK, like England, not England, the United Kingdom, China, Russia, Nigeria, Mexico, and the last one was Iran, yeah. And these are all very modern. I mean, these are all like countries that are constantly in the news, like Russia, especially Russia, China, and the UK, and Iran, because of the Middle East, what's going on in the Middle East.
In Mexico.
In Mexico. And you'll definitely understand the world a lot better in the what's going on internationally, not just in America. And you get to learn about the different governments and the histories. Well, it's like histories are kind of part of the government because history kind of shapes. Because in Russia, it's like one time went through communism and the sorts. But you get to learn about the different governments, and you'll definitely it'll expand your worldview. So I definitely recommend that course.
Now, I have another question.
Mm-hmm.
So, on the course selection sheet, it says that, like a regular class, like say World 2, homework would take about 30 minutes, and any like advanced class or AB class, it says 45 minutes. Now, do you think that's true?
Well, it's obviously dependent on each class. I mean, of course, it's definitely true that AP classes take more time, and you should be ready to spend more time to succeed in the AP classes. But I think it kind of just depends. I mean, if you're a bit of a savant in math, it'll definitely take less time for it. But if you're a little slower in it, then it'll take more time. But I think you should always be ready for anything.
Well, like maybe leading off of that, what's your method of like studying for, I guess, different topics like maybe AP regular? Do you have like a set thing or like maybe like separate things?
Are you talking about like a specific class or?
I guess in general.
In general? Yeah, well, I'm not really the best studier. Kind of just just make sure I pay attention in class, which is usually kind of difficult for me. But for math, I think it's just drilling it in your head, really. Just like get a hammer and just nail it into your head a couple times. That kind of thing. It's Do you guys really are there any classes? If you guys could start a new class at BLS, what do you guys would start? Ooh, that's a good one. I would start I would expand the languages. I want to add like Japanese and Arabic because BLA has Japanese and Arabic, and I think all school at BLS had offered those 2 languages as well because I think there's definitely high demand for Japanese.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I might honestly it would be cool if we have a cooking club. Like a cooking class, like a
chemistry.
chemistry cooking class. Because I want to be self-sufficient when I grow up. I don't want to just be like this guy who just doesn't know how to live on his own, just eats pizza all day.
Dude, wouldn't it be cool if we had W blocks? And the W blocks, like, they had classes that aren't exactly, like, educate, like, you know what I mean, like hard education.
Yeah.
But they had, like, cooking class, stuff that's actually useful.
Like
And
college
you-
fund bits.
Useful, yeah.
But in the end, you were graded to it. You count straight your GPA. No, just kidding. No, I guess that's not true. But it's like it would. I mean, I guess it would be cool if you kind of got graded by it, so you would actually take it seriously.
Yeah, because I want that kind of format. Like you learn something, like somebody pushes you to like strive for more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I think they're definitely starting to like incorporate more like a variety of things to do besides just like having a study during W block.
Mm-hmm.
Like they definitely have like the whole like the bio like fish thing where you can like take care of fish during W block.
Oh really?
Yeah.
And, yeah, you can like sign up for that.
Oh, dude, I want to do that.
Yeah, and they're starting to like just like have more like available activities to just do during W block. I think there's also like knitting in the library.
Oh, yeah, and I was thinking last year there was like an exercise club to do
Oh, yeah.
W block.
Oh, nice.
It was like with stone with like less some like power kind of thing. I think that was pretty interesting. Any other classes you guys would propose?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe something with computers, like what they don't already have.
Oh yeah, we have like there's like AP computer principles and A, right?
Yeah, Java. That's basically Java.
Yeah.
I took Java. It's a good skill. I mean, I think it's essential skill these days, computer science. So I think it's nothing. It won't hurt at all if you take it.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll definitely look great on your resume. Everyone's all crazy about computer science these days.
Yeah.
True. If I could start another class though, I think. What else would we do? I think geology.
Geology.
No, just kidding. Dude,
It's wrong
I want an
school.
AP geology where we just like this is an AP exam where they just like throw a bunch of rocks in your desk and you'll have to be like, this is pumice, and this is which marble.
Oh yeah, like they give that like. Wouldn't it be like cool to like have like classes outside though? I don't know. Maybe like when it's like maybe clear outside, like you could just go out more often.
Oh yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
Didn't they do something like that in bio too? Like they had this whole thing, at least for like part of the class, where you go to like some other place where you get to just do research there.
Oh damn.
Yeah, you did the there's like a cancer research kind of thing where you got to
Yeah.
like. I mean, it's in medical school where you dissect a dead body, but
Yeah.
I heard a lot of people actually took bio too instead of AP bio just to get that experience. But currently, both classes have that opportunity, so you don't have to worry about specifically taking bio too. AP bio. If you take AP bio, you also have a chance to do that as well.
All right, so that has been it for our course selection podcast. Thank you all for joining in. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining in today. We hope you learned a lot about course selections, got a better idea of what to choose for your next classes, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.